If you are a teacher, parent, administrator, student, and/or anyone who loves reconnecting children with nature, and you want to figure out how to cultivate learning gardens and nature-based curriculum, then this is the podcast, the Outdoor Classrooms podcast. My name is Victoria Hackett. I am the founder of Outdoor-Classrooms.com and the Secret Gardens Nature Classes. I love witnessing the magic that happens when children are playfully learning outdoors. Observing the return of wonder and curiosity when children are interacting with nature is pure magic. This is the podcast that is going to help you capture children's interest and give you not only inspiration, but some real life strategies that are going to help you figure out how to use the outdoor space, your outdoor space, as a teaching tool, so you can enlighten the playful learning experience for young children. Welcome to our Outdoor Classrooms community. Hey there, everybody. We are going to be talking today about the power of persistence in outdoor classrooms. So I know I'm probably speaking to the choir when I'm talking about the importance of outdoor education, the definition, its benefits, but we are reading, if you want to dig deeper into this topic, and many of us who are in this field and in our circle community have been reading The Last Child in the Woods by Richard Louv. And it's amazing. And it really does speak to the importance of outdoor education. So again, in our circle membership community, we pull out a book for a month or two and we dig into it deeper. And it really speaks to the why we are doing what we're doing, that the benefits of being outdoors enhances physical health through active learning. It improves mental well-being in nature and fostering environmental stewardship with this connection with nature. So it's incredibly important. And there's so much research out there now that are really honing in on the importance of being outdoors. So I wanted to just highlight that to kick off our conversation about the importance of persistence. And why am I bringing this up now? So as I record this is the beginning of a new school year. And with that, there are many, many challenges that we face as educators single-handedly and parents, and many challenges we face in terms of moving our classroom outdoors. And one of the biggest ones is weather and just the environmental conditions that are happening. But the irony of that is that there's so much global warming that's happening that it's that much more important that we are taking our children outdoors to really build that relationship with nature and the outdoors, but also with the changing patterns of weather and what that means. When we have the impact of weather and how that the cold, the heat, the rain, and all, how does that affect learning? And how can we incorporate all these weather patterns into our existing curriculum? And that's where persistence comes in. That's where we need to be as educators and parents and leaders in our communities, that we really need to reevaluate the way that we are presenting education to children. All that should be wrapped into sort of safety considerations and being prepared. That's one of the reasons why I want to bring up the importance of being persistent, because oftentimes the weather itself can just be like, well, okay, I'm not going to do that. So really thinking about how can we adapt the way that we are teaching currently? How can we adapt our outdoor spaces and what the space looks like, what the children are wearing, what we're wearing, so they're wearing appropriate clothing, and also getting into some flexible planning. But the most important thing is that we really need to be resourceful. And that is part of a huge piece of this persistence. Also, another challenge when we think of persistence is, what are those big challenges and those big mountains that are ahead of us, is funding. Do we have common funding challenges that we all share? Do we have enough money to do X, Y, and Z? Do we need a lot of money to do X, Y, and Z? So really looking at what can we use as recycled materials, what can we do with natural items. And again, the common denominator is resourcefulness. And being that resourceful really requires us as educators, anybody who is working with children, to share our resources. And that's one of the major things that we do here at Outdoor Classrooms, that we've created many different communities, but mainly our circle community, where we are sharing our resources, and not only in curriculum, but also in just troubleshooting many of these challenges, like teachers and educators that are feeling like I'm just swimming upstream. And in one of our sessions the other day, I just said, you will never, ever feel alone if you're in this community. And we may all feel like we're swimming upstream because we really want to get to a certain point in this nature-based outdoor classroom movement where we all do need to work together and share and communicate what each other are doing and share what these challenges are. And that we're not going to be knocked off course once that first storm comes, or that first no comes, or all of that. And that's where, again, the persistence comes in. So there are going to be, as one in that challenge arena, that there are going to be many, many distractions. So that's many educators won't take their classrooms outdoors because they think it's too distracting, that managing animal encounters, surrounding noises, environmental distractions. So that's, it's not the best place to learn. All of that mindset, and really being persistent about changing that mindset. In actuality, if something is distracting, that it might enlighten the lesson that is at hand, because that distraction might be the thing that is going to trigger that memory of, oh yeah, remember when the squirrel ran across our paper and did X, Y, and Z? So thinking about the mindset of everything that we're doing. But again, it takes persistence. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes persistence, trying things out, trial and error. So again, in those challenging issues, thinking about engagement strategies. What are those hands-on activities, those interactive activities that we can do outdoors? And how can we align these outdoor activities with our students' interests? That's the gist of just a few samples of challenges that we face in outdoor teaching. I now want to talk a little bit about just the strategies of and for persistence, which means that we need to be, as educators, and when I say educators, I mean anybody that is working with any child of any age, where we look at adaptability and flexibility. So there's that idea that always in our back pocket and in our training kit or whatnot, we always have a plan B approach. There's always have an alternative plan in place. That everything's not set in stone, but if it's a rainstorm, or we can't go outside for whatever reason, or there's someone using that space that you thought you were going to be using because there was some sort of miscommunication, always have an alternative plan in place. And that just expands our teaching practice, that we are just honing in on being persistent. And therefore, we want to create quick transformations of indoor lessons to our outdoor lessons. So essentially, anything that you're teaching indoors can be taught outdoors. But it's a matter of creating that persistence of constantly going outdoors, so the outdoor experience becomes quote unquote normal. So examples, adapting a math lesson to a natural setting. And that may be that kids are measuring a tree and the circumference of the tree. That's math. They're using the tree for measurement. What happens in these, as we work in the strategies for persistence, is our kids and ourselves are building resilience in both us and our students. What's happening is also the mindset and the attitude towards going outside changes. All of a sudden, if we're persistent about going outside, and the experiences that are happening when we get out there are positive, and again, they do not have to be this elaborate thing. If they're positive, then they're developing a growth mindset for both ourselves as educators and students. Like, oh, this is kind of fun, actually. Let's try this again. And wow, look at the impact the students are having. This is incredible. So we are encouraging this perseverance through challenging activities. Maybe if the kids are old enough, or even young, We can problem solve. This is what's happening today. How can we problem solve? Maybe next time, if our hands got cold, we have to get better mittens or gloves. So really thinking about, okay, what didn't go right, but what could we do right the next time? What did we learn from this situation? And this all builds resilience. It begins mindfulness exercises in nature. They're incorporating an opportunity for reflective journaling on overcoming these challenges. And then again, developing and joining these community and support networks. And this is what we are here for here at Outdoor Classrooms, is to create that community of educators from all over the world and create these support networks that we're all working together. And we're all swimming upstream together. So we're never, never, never feeling alone. And in the essence of all of that, these strategies, we are building this incredible community. We are building a family, a network, a support network among outdoor educators that are all like-minded and thinking along the same lines. Like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And so there's this incredible feeling of connection. And the beauty is that it grows as we start building and sharing, and those ideas just keep bouncing back and forth. So here at Outdoor Classrooms, we have those resources. We have the website, we have the forums, we have now a new certificate program coming up around the corner. We have regular meetups, we have virtual meetings, and it's just this beautiful, very relaxed way of exchanging resources. And the best part here on the Outdoor Classrooms podcast is that we get to share those success stories, but they don't all have to be success stories. They can be where you are at in your Outdoor Classrooms journey. So here I invite you, if you're listening and you want to share your story, please shoot me an email at victoria@outdoor-classrooms.com and let me know that you're interested in sharing your story. We would love to know your background, what brought you to the Outdoor Classrooms community and world. And we'd love to learn more about your challenges and how you faced them and overcame them and what you're doing now and your success stories. But specifically, what were the key strategies for persistence? That's the word of the day, persistence. So I really want to encourage our listeners to send in your stories, but I'd love to have all of you on. Again, recapping what we have talked about today, truly understanding the essence and the importance of outdoor education. A lot of the way that we do that here at Outdoor Classrooms, and we do it within our circle community with the books that we are reading. We just read Balanced and Barefoot, which was absolutely amazing. And now we're reading The Last Child in the Woods, which is absolutely amazing, but it's just caked with the research and the anecdotes and just really expresses and fine-tunes how to articulate our why, and being able to soak that in as an educator, to then share that with our own communities is critical to making this movement a movement. And then we talked a little bit about the challenges that we face in outdoor teaching. What is holding us back from teaching outdoors? And it could be weather, it could be that funding issues, it could be that there's a lack of resourcefulness. It could be student engagement, or that your community's not interested. It could be that there's so many different distractions that educators are just worried that they're just not going to get what they need outdoors. So a lot of that boils down to creating strategies for persistence. What is it going to be, and what is it going to take to get you to spend more time outdoors? What is that? What is it going to be? Some of it might be that we have a plan B approach. We've got adaptability and flexibility, always having that alternative plan in place. We talked about sample math lessons and how you actually can take things outside. But a huge part of persistence is mindset and that attitude. If you have a negative mindset, I don't really want to do this, I feel like I'm being forced to do this, blah, 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 then it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You have to be embracing the mindset of teaching outdoors. And it might be that you have to go through a phase of embracing feeling uncomfortable, because you are and may be out of your comfort zone. So whatever, but it again goes back to that persistence. If your vision is to get to from point A to point B to then point C, D, and E, there is that uncomfortable phase that you've got to go through that is going to require that persistence and of being uncomfortable until you feel like, okay, yeah, I got this down. I got this. And doing that each day. And again, I'd like to invite you to share your success stories and your challenges with us here at the Outdoor Classrooms podcast. That is one of the reasons why I started the Outdoor Classrooms podcast, so we can lift each other and create a platform to share our stories, because I think it's so important to really highlight the incredible work that we all are doing and to really create that community that is enabling us to be stronger together. That's all I have for you today. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time. So if you like this podcast and you're getting something out of it, if it feels good and you walk away going, the day feels brighter and I want to go outside, then I want you to tell your fellow educators, parents, and friends about it. I want everyone to feel this awesome about getting outdoors and all the possibilities for playful learning with children when you get out there. So if you are talking about outdoor classrooms and you like talking about outdoor classrooms and teaching outdoors and all the different possibilities, subscribe to us and leave a review. We would love to have you. Go to our Outdoor Classrooms Facebook page, in our group, our Instagram pages, and tell us what your outdoor classroom challenges are. Want to dig deeper? Check out our Outdoor Classroom Circle membership community. It's like no other. Tell your fellow educators and let's start a little revolution about outdoor classrooms. When every child in every school has access to an outdoor classroom and learning gardens, then we will have more beauty in this world. Let's get creative and bring more joy into our teaching outdoors.